nice to be with you on this Friday afternoon into evening here in Fort Worth, Texas. What exactly is a team firestorm? It's pretty descriptive of what we're about to see.
Right, so we have the two female pair. Both ladies are going to do 11 calories on the Echo Bike and 11 burpees over the barricade 3 times through. So they'll switch once they've completed each element. And then once they've done their 3 rounds, we'll send the 2 males through. Same idea, 15 calories on the bike though, and 11 burpees over the barricade. 9-minute time cap, and as we saw in the heat before, unnecessary 9-minute time cap.
Virtually everybody finished in the first heat. We do have a full field of 10 here in the second. All 3 CrossFit Oslo affiliate teams in lanes 1, 3, and 10. Where our eyes go, first and foremost, the defending champions. Invictus Unconquerable has the time to beat at 7 minutes and 7 seconds. Can CrossFit Invictus's #1 team best that?
Yeah, they struggled this morning with that earlier event, and I think this is going to be a redemption for this CrossFit Invictus team as well.
And CrossFit Prestanda, the winners out of the European semifinal. And Alex Alebro, back right there, told us, hey, the teams that win on Instagram coming into this may not win on the floor. People might not be talking about us, but we are showing up in Texas to go home with championship gold.
Well, and Alebro would know he's one of the most veteran of all the team athletes out there right now.
One of the few athletes that can say they have competed in Carson, Madison, and Fort Worth.
Stand by.
And to the bike and burpees we go. 11 calories on the bike, 11 burpees. You'll then switch. You'll repeat that work 3 times down the floor for a total of 33 burpees and 33 bike calories per athlete, 66 between the pair, and that will unleash the men to do their work to follow.
Lauren Fisher working on those burpees, and there's her partner, Jessie Smith. You can see it looks like a controlled pace on that bike. You don't want to go out too hot on the first bike, Joe.
For people that are familiar with the Echo Bike at their affiliates back at home, what pace are you thinking at for a cadence here?
For these ladies or for myself? For these ladies, I'm going to get, For me, if I'm holding anything over 60 RPMs, I'm happy. For these ladies, my guess is they're probably in the, low mid-70s. That's something that they can recover from and sustain, and then ideally pick it up on that final 11 calories.
Looking at Oslo Krieger Riz, a team that sees themselves as the #1 team out of CrossFit Oslo, an affiliate that's put 6 teams in the CrossFit Games since 2021 coming into this year, and 3 on the podium. Of course, Oslo Navy Blue with 2 seconds and a third over the last 3 seasons.
You know what Riz is, don't you?
The kids do.
When you have kids, you do too.
I was talking to Tobias Opdahl, their captain. I said, where'd the name come from? He said, well, it's a good word. It's a cool word that people are talking about. So I want it to be the cool team this year. Lane 10, they're working on the outside. This is an endurance-based team. Fore Thurman Moe is riding the bike for Riz. She is one of the better endurance athletes coming out of Norway. Won the run at last year's CrossFit Games. Take a look at Oslo Krieger Blast. Ragnhild Same, also a really good endurance athlete, has done well at a run event at the Games. This is not a run, but this is an engine.
Definitely, and it seems like a lot of these Norwegian teams are very proficient when it comes to aerobic capacity in any test that has to do with the engine.
Studying how these Oslo teams get put together is one of the interesting things you learn when looking at teams, because Oslo does this very systematically. They put out a survey, they ask strengths, they ask weaknesses, who wants to be on a team, and then they put groups together based on strengths, based on some of it is size. Are you all similar in build? Because the worm becomes a factor. Right. These teams are tactically constructed in a very specific way to come to the CrossFit Games and be successful.
I love it.
3 minutes into a 9-minute cap. 7:07 is the time to beat. We are on to the third round of each athlete completing 11 burpees and 11 cows on that rogue echo button. Hand is in the air for Riz. Hand is in the air for CrossFit EXF in lane 9 as well, top of screen, right next to Riz. And for Thurman Moe, jumping across the barricade. Riz, the men go to work. Tobias Opdahl and Morten Andersen. Ragnhild Same will also come across here for Oslo Blast with her teammate Oda Lundvikan. And look at the burpee pace and the bike pace in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Victor Langsved on lane 5's bike is burning the house down, and Alex Alebro is burpeeing like there's no tomorrow.
I mean, that gives images of the CrossFit Games.
Time to beat is 7:07. Alex Alebro, who is a level 2 CrossFit trainer. Victor Langsved is a level 1. Owns the affiliate CrossFit Prestanda that this team represents. Past the halfway point to the time cap, more than halfway past the work total.
Nice smooth pace right here from CrossFit. Krieger Riz right there.
We got some people starting to hit the pedal here. Krieger Blast jumping forward. Riz trying to keep up the tempo in lane 10. They're at opposite ends of the floor. Blast is in lane 3 at the bottom of your screen.
There they are, side by side.
Riz on the right, Blast on the left. Blast is an acronym for the team's names, by the way, BLS and T. And Tobias Opdahl.
Onto that final bike right here. Final bike, final burpee round.
Right to the burpees with Andersen on the bike.
And here's what you can see about Andersen, that taller frame. It's so easy for him to really utilize those handles. He has better leverage on them, and this is where being a taller athlete really plays in your favor.
Back to Blast in lane 3. Ben Bouillard, Andreas Timanos. Switching for Riz in lane 10.
Remember, the time to beat, Joel, is 7:07, set in the last heat by CrossFit Invictus Unconquerable.
And this is the last round. Morten Arnesen working through the burpees. He and Opdahl are Games veterans. Second consecutive year for Tobias Opdahl. Trying to rip those handles off the bike. 7:07 is the time to beat with the hand in the air. The cows are done, the burpees are done, and the Riz belongs to Oslo. New time to beat at 6:49.
The question now is, can Blast outdo CrossFit Invictus Unconquerable and secure a possible second place finish? And it looks like they have.
Did I use Riz right?
You did. You did.
11:24, rookie team at the games. Had 2 team members that were rookies at semifinals. They finished third. Prestanda has also finished. Chandler Smith is across. So Invictus, they come in 7th at 7:31. I don't know how much ground that's going to make up. Coming in at 17th after the first event. Invictus's finish overall between the first 2 heats is 9th, with still another heat to go. 2 minutes left to go before the cap. And we'll get the horn. Everybody finishes in 7:59 or less. But it is Oslo Krieger Riz. They told us, hey, we're banged up at semifinals. Finishing 6th place, that wasn't our best showing. We are the best team from CrossFit Oslo. And for at least this test, this event, they are.
Yeah, I mean, it was a mass start, and we had our eyes on Unconquerable at first. We thought that they were going to, regular Invictus. We knew they needed to have a redemption session, but CrossFit Krieger Riz, their ladies came out hot. We knew they would. Var Thurman Moe is so good at that bike, and then the boys come in. They were unleashed beasts. Morton and Tobias, you can see Tobias right there on the bike. He was so fast. They were great on that bike, on the burpees. They were super fast. No legs left to cross that finish line. Morton found a way, and they set the new time to beat, 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
Riz and Blast, top 2 teams, not only in the heat, but in the event so far. 7:05 besting anybody from the first heat, and then 11:24 and 7:09. We'll see if that score stands up. They are in 4th overall. Final heat, it's next.